Hey, you're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to another powerful business conversation with our businesswoman of the week, Tutu Westerhoff, an amazing woman doing great and wonderful things for the community or business owner. You can name it from one thing to the other. Remember, today, Sunday, we have dedicated it to have conversation related to businesses so that we can encourage the community, improve entrepreneurial skills in the community, and of course, push the community forward. And our desire is that we should be able to own our own businesses, empower ourselves, the men as well as the women, to take up this responsibility. And that's why we are looking in the community to see those men and women doing amazing work. Women who produce things by themselves and men who produce offer services for the community to improve the lifestyles of the community. Welcome with me, ladies and gentlemen, a woman of the week, an amazing woman, Miss Tutu Westerhoff. Ma'am, you're welcome to my platform today. How are you?
Thank
Good
you.
to see
Thank
you.
you very much for having me, Vera. I'm doing fine. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's always amazing to meet women who do magic, who create things and make them happen. I think I'm one of those who make things happen, but in the line of education, business, talk to people and improve, empower, encourage, inspire people to do things, come up with things. But when I see women who are already doing great things, I just fall in love with them. Thank you, ma'am, for being who you are. This is your
Thank you.
platform. And today, you are the woman of the week, a businesswoman of the week. How does it feel to be a businesswoman of the week?
Excellent. Excellent. Who doesn't
Mm,
want to be a businesswoman of the week? Thank you so
mm.
much. Feels great.
Thank you, ma'am. This is your platform. Tell us a little more about you. Who are you? And
Yes, my name is Tutu Westerhoff. I was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa. I currently live in Germany with my husband and three children, two boys and a girl. I am a designer. I design many different things, but currently my focus is on home textiles and lifestyle accessories. I create these textiles and lifestyle accessories using my own fabric that I have designed. I do my very best to focus on some sustainability, fair working atmosphere, and just to make sure I give the best quality possible. I used to work using wax print, wax print fabrics. And at some point, I decided that's not for me anymore. I would like to move on. And that's the reason why I designed my own fabric. And I sell them under the brand name Momentous Box. Yes.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
I just wrote a few things. You talk about sustainability.
Yes.
I like the fact that you're a designer. I would want to go into it details to find out when we hear being a designer, what does it mean? How do I have to understand what you are doing, ma'am? What is that designer? What do you design?
Oh, good question. Well, as a designer, the whole process begins in the brain, in the mind. You have an
Mm-hmm,
idea, and the point is to bring that idea out of your mind and make it something tangible, something that people can use. The designing goes on
mm-hmm,
in the head, and you bring it down. Either you draw it or you
mm,
create it somehow. Um, and that's what I did. And with the fabric, I wanted something that's has a special look, something that I wanted when people would see, they'll say, "Oh, this looks like Momentous Box fabric," and
mm-hmm,
that is not that easy because there's so much out there, and that's why I tried to focus on something that had a little bit of Africa, a pinch of Africa, but with
mm-hmm,
European influence as well. So
mm-hmm,
designing is simply bringing what's in my mind out
mm-hmm,
for the rest of mankind to understand. That's
mm-hmm.
design. Mhm.
Wow, amazing. Let's welcome those who are here watching and listening to you. We are having Millie. Millie says, good evening. Good evening,
Good
Millie.
evening,
Always a
Lee.
nice thing. I mean, a nice feeling to have you and knowing that you're sharing with us a precious gift, the gift of your time. And of course, we have a doctor and historian, Jerry Kramer, and she says, good evening, support Black owned businesses. Exactly, ma'am. That's why we are here. We want to
Yeah.
support Black owned businesses because we know that that is truly been a sustainability, like what Tutu just said. And we have Ino Maggie Roy. Ino Maggie, thank you very much. Ino is also a business owner having a poultry and doing an amazing
Oh,
stuff with
right.
food with bio eggs. Thank you very much, Ino Maggie, for being always there. Want to also recognize the presence of Batimona Abeke, and she says, "Hello, ladies. Hello, ma'am. It's always nice seeing you and knowing that you are one of those strong force." Before I forgot, Batimona Abeke recommended that I had to have this conversation with you. So just that you know uh, how the conversation came
Wonderful.
about. So
Yeah.
she said, if there's someone you have to talk to, then please remember to talk to Tutu Westerhoff. So that's why I had to ask for audience. Ma'am, tell us. Today we are talking about consuming made by Africans. Remember, in our conversation, we said made in Africa,
Yes.
and then we said, but we have a lot of industries in Africa that are not made by Africans, and they really do not
Absolutely.
even care about the continent, the development of the continent. And then this is high time that Africans also start producing, showing their skills, know-hows, the designing everything. And that's why we reshaped the conversation to say, let's consume made by Africans product or again those services, because business is either you bring out a product or you bring out a
That's
service.
right.
And then
Hmm.
of course the intention is for sustainable businesses, so we can sustain your businesses, but also for community growth. We know that if the community should grow, the money should circulate in the community. But as we talk now, we know that when money comes into the African community, it doesn't stay there for not even 5 minutes, because we buy everything from outside. Tell us more about consuming made by African products and why it is important.
From my field, that's a very big topic because, as I said to you earlier, I used to work with what we all call the African wax print. And
Mm,
this is fabric that also has a pretty dark history because we all grew up thinking it's African fabric, but in actual
mm,
fact, its roots are from Holland. Yeah, the
hmm,
Dutch made this fabric. They actually copied the Javanese fabric, and they were going to take it there to sell, but they didn't want it. The Asians were not interested, and they saw that the
mm-hmm,
Africans, liked this fabric, so they started
mm-hmm,
selling it to us, and and we loved the fabric, and we basically made it our own, and
mm-hmm,
and, not to get it wrong, because this wax print fabric made a lot of African women very rich. It
mm-hmm,
was a business that the Dutch brought, to Africa. And but at the same time, it also helped to kind of like how do I say this? Hold back a lot of our own traditional fabrics, because we were using a lot of millions and millions of euros were made with this Dutch wax print fabric, and we basically forgot our own traditional fabrics. And who were the big money makers? It was the Dutch. And the same thing goes to something simple like Maggie cubes in Sierra Leone. Where I come from, we have other ways of seasoning our foods, but we've gotten so used to this Maggie that comes from Nestle, that we literally don't use our own, well, very little of our own seasonings, because they take too long, or maybe they smell too strong, or whatever it is, and we use those that come from Europe. I mean, that's like in every sauce you find that. And the same goes for, let me just, breast milk, this powdered milk that's being advertised throughout Africa. We've been told, forget your own. natural milk, breast milk, use this power. So I'm saying this powder. I'm saying that a lot of things that we let come in and we forget our own traditional things that we have. So my wish would be that Africans would start focusing a lot more on what we produce and not thinking the grass is greener on the other side, and to appreciate what we have. And yeah, that's something that's very, very, very important to keep us sustainable as well. I mean, if we would do that, would make lots of businesses definitely would be a lot more healthier. Uh,
I'm going to come to that again because a lot of many people are already saying things very important.
yes,
Maggie is in the conversation is a very important one, and then we are also having Daniel who say made by Africans in Africa, and then we are also talking about Jerry says we should change from only consuming consumers to producers, and
absolutely.
that's the way we own our own products, and that's what you were doing, ma'am. You came out from this consuming only, and now you
Right,
started producing. Tell us
right.
more about the story behind the production of your amazing Memontos box.
Yes. Well, it's not easy because I had to go out and literally find out everything myself. Find
Mm,
out where can I print, where can I source the right fabrics, what can I do, and what. And it's a very, very long process. That's why people like what's this lady's name? I think her name is Jacqueline Shaw. Jacqueline Shaw is her name. She does she sources, she helps people to source in Africa and find the right artisans and find the right fabric makers and factories, and brings all these people together. Those are the kind of people that we need. And so people don't have to go through these long, 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 long processes like I had to go through till I finally had my products. And like me, I would love to use African fabric, but I just didn't even know how to start because I live here. So we need people, middlemen that know their way around the continent, that know all the different businesses that can come back, let me just say, in the diaspora to us and help us and guide us in getting things produced in Africa. You know, that would be a lot easier because I would have honestly loved to have used African cotton made in Africa, basically, but I'm not there yet. But that's one of my biggest goals. At the moment, it's designed by an African, but my aim is to have my products also produced in Africa. So whoever is, let me see, if someone's in the food industry, for example, we need people like that who know their way around. They can
yeah.
help. Yes,
Thank you very much. This is an amazing conversation, and again, it makes us understand that we need each other. Now, we are
absolutely.
not the master of everything, and what do they say? Master of all, but
All
no,
trades,
jack of all trade, but
all
master
trades,
of
something like
none.
that.
Right. So we
Absolutely.
need this specialization. We need people to help us to be the bridge to guide us when we get there. I know lots of also diasporans who are really doing this, and of course, we really need diasporans who are back home and doing this amazing job to help us. This takes
Mhm.
us to a very important question because you mentioned the name of a networker with whom you're dealing and who
Yes.
was the facilitator for you. How important is networking in business, ma'am?
Absolutely, because that's when you get to meet people. Because you have to understand, we say, okay, Africa, we're one continent, and we're one, but at the end of the day, we're different cultures. We have different traditions, different languages, different way of doing things as well. So, through networking, you meet people. You meet people that can help you to understand or to make work with other people more manageable. Because sometimes I
Mm,
might need something from Benin and I do not know how to go about it.
mm.
So that's what's very networking becomes very important, because that's where you meet people and you get into conversations, you get contacts in doing whatever it is that you plan on doing. Mm.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Hey, I welcome all of you. Mori, I see you. Thank you so much. And Mori Okoyo says it is an amazing topic. And of course, I'm welcoming my darling husband, a man who is always behind to support the work I do, Mr. Richard Sampon. Thank you very much. He's not even here at the moment. Nevertheless, he's always there to support whatever I do. Thank you so very much for your support, sir. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you, ma'am, also for giving us your time. Hey, please share the link with your friends. This is a very important conversation.
Yeah.
And I think that we have to really make people know that we have these conversations and that these conversations can really bring sustainability in our community. Ma'am, back to the conversation of cash.
Hmm.
Business means cash. Business
Yes.
means we're looking for something to, I mean, want to improve our lives, want to be financially independent, we want to be able to do the things that we want to do. And, but yet we have a problem in the community. The
Yes.
problem is that when I when I do not buy from you and I buy from the Chinese, money doesn't stay in our community. If I don't mean that we should not buy from Chinese, let no one get me wrong. But if I do not purchase from you, then it doesn't stay in the community and therefore we cannot develop properly. How do you think, in your own experiences, in your own way of thinking, what do you think we can do so that the black owned businesses really be supported so that the community can grow, profit from it, and also grow?
Well, I have no pity or sympathy when it comes to that because um, I don't have to buy from the Chinese. It's my choice. Everybody has a choice, and that's fact. It's up to you where you buy. It's up to me when I go and buy, fruits and vegetables that I know has been sprayed with all kinds of pesticides, or I can go for the organic. It's up to you. So it's up to us to decide what it is that we really want. No more excuses. No more blaming other people. We all know what to do. You know where to buy your stuff to make a difference. If you decide to buy it from the Chinese, go ahead, but you'll be getting lesser quality. We all know that, and you won't be supporting your own people. You won't be supporting your country or your continent. So it's up to you, and I don't think there should be any discussions when it comes to that. We all know what to do. We all know what to do. Just support.
I like this. There's no cause for conversation. We don't think, but I
Yeah.
think that we still have to. Well, the pedagogue in me and the trainer in me says that
Yes.
repetition is the master. It is only when we repeatedly tell the story that we can get things done. I still stay on this point. What can we do? I know that the quality from the Chinese is not good,
Yes.
yet I go by there. Why do I go by there, ma'am? Do you think something is wrong with me somewhere that I do not come to purchase? Before I get there, the hair scarf that I'm having is from Tutu, and it is a gift she gave to me in December. I was so surprised to get this gift because we really never had anything directly in common. And then I see this beautiful carton, and I'm like, who would have sent me something? And this takes me in connection, of course, too, with Laura Tinzo. And I'm like, I see the name here is Tutu, but inside somehow I also saw Laura, and I was just so happy. My daughter took the bona, what you put on the head, and she was using it, and with the mask,
Face mask.
and
Yeah.
so she's now enjoying it. So just to tell you, hey, she does an amazing job. So this is actually for the for the like a shawl, but I don't always do things like everybody does, so I used it on my hairs, and it's still
You do.
beautiful. So thank you very much, Tutu. Just was a little to say thank you for the gift you sent to me, and I appreciate your work. Thank you very much. That's why we are having this conversation. Now go back to cash. Mom,
Okay.
if I had to buy this, how much would that cost me?
That will cost you 39 euros.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, and tell me more about the quality of this and why I should buy this product from you.
To be honest with you, what you have right now is from my old collection with the wax print. That is 28 euros. I just I
Okay.
had my new prices. I made my own the ones with my own fabrics. and that one costs 39 euros. The reason why you should prefer that one to the one that you have now is because
Mhm.
the fabric is designed by an African woman. That's
Oh,
number one.
this is amazing. This is the conversation we
I'm
should
not
be
finished.
having.
I'm not finished yet.
Go
Number
on.
two, I made sure that the colors used to dye the fabric are
Mhm.
organic. Even the cotton itself used is organic. Even
Amazing.
the wool, the soft wool inside, even onto the thread that I use to sew them are organic. And it's everybody. As I said, everybody has a choice. I'd prefer to have one scarf, one good scarf, than 50 different scarves. That's also another thing that we have to learn. It's not the quantity, it's the quality. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we're thinking about Africa, but there's also a world that we have to think about. What are we doing? Are we purchasing items and products that we know that are destroying our environment? That's also something to think about. It's not only what goes in the pocket, is what we're doing with our environment as well. So I made sure that my products are very sustainable. That's the
Mhm.
reason why you should buy mine.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And someone says, and thank you. Of course, I'm gonna buy it. People should appreciate handmade rather than mass-produced
Absolutely.
machine product. And this is exactly what we are talking about. Now we have also. Sorry, we're going to be we are entering into fabrics. I had a conversation with in German they say Mitgliedsversammlung. It's a
Hmm.
yearly meeting from these big markets, the CNA, all these big markets where they sell fabrics and they sell clothes. So they have their once a year meeting, and I took part. And then with all these big guys, Hugo Boss and all that. And in their meeting, I was so shocked. I was shocked because one of them said where Hugo Boss put sells or
Produce it.
make his clothes, produces his dresses, is the same place where the other small companies does. So in Bangladesh, meaning that in one big hall, the same
Yeah.
area, the same people, and but when you come out of it, Hugo Boss sells like how much money, and then the other sells like they sell. And I was questioning when I left that meeting, I
Right.
was like, my goodness, what is happening? So for those who are listening, it means that we are still supporting slavery. Actually, we are
Mhm.
destroying the people back there in Bangladesh because they are the one doing the hard labor without any good
Yeah.
payment, and we are really making them suffer. And then we are still buying this product from these people here, enriching the people, and no wonder the money never stays in the community. And you are now, and the question to you, ma'am, how do we make this money stay in the community? I know you said before it is my decision to buy where I want to. Yes. But tell me why it is important for me to buy the right stuff. Did you
For
get
us to
me,
buy
ma'am?
this stuff because in helping me, you're helping yourself. Yes. You asking you asked why it's important for you to buy the right stuff.
Yes. I don't know. Something is wrong with your device. Can you hear me? Oh, so why Tutu is coming up again? I don't know what is happening. I welcome you all. Thank you very much.
You
And
look
we are
very
talking about
surprised.
consuming. Yes. Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Okay.
So,
Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you, but I can hear you now. Go on.
Okay. All right. Okay. The question again. Oh, I can't. Oh dear, is it my internet? Oh dear.
Maybe it doesn't matter, but now I can hear you, ma'am. Do not worry.
Okay.
We're here.
All right.
I appreciate all those who are here. We have Teresa Stan who is saying quality speaks volume. Kudos to you. And then we have people
Thank
who are
you.
your real supporters here. We have Wambi Rose who says, everything I've ever gotten from Tutu Westerhoff is still as beautiful as the first day, even after washing. Really good qualities. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for this testimony, Rose. We have Rosie says, for real, these are good stuffs. And of course, Batemona Abeke says, fair trade. Tutu, can you hear us now?
Yes. Yes, I can
Good.
hear you.
Now, my
Yes.
question again. My question to you, ma'am. I know that we know where we should buy. Nonetheless, somehow our thinking pattern, our mindset, maybe is somehow distorted to think more of the cash, how to throw that out. I beg of you, convince me to buy made by Africans product.
Mind, you have to ask yourself, your conscience, what kind of person do I want to be?
Mhm,
What kind of person do I want to be? Even if it comes to food on your
mhm,
plate, what I want to be, I want the very best for my people. We'll manage it. Oh, it's okay like that. There's no, it's okay like that. Why shouldn't I have the best? It's not about the amount, it's about the quality of it. And how much do you cherish yourself? Do you cherish yourself enough to say it's not the amount, it's not the quantity, it's the quality of it all. And if you know that in buying the
mhm,
best of yourself for yourself from a sister, you'll be helping yourself as well. Because if I know you're okay, I'm okay, then I don't have to help you.
mhm,
A lot of us send money constantly back home. And if we know that our family back home are doing well, that they're thriving, their businesses are okay, then we're okay.
mm,
So that's how it works. So you have to be understand that in helping African businesses, you're literally helping yourself, because we're tired of people telling us all the time that our stuff is bad or that we need help with the ones that always need to do. I'm tired of it.
mm,
I want us to prove to assure yourselves that we can do something. We have the greatest artists, the greatest, the greatest thinkers. We have so much talent in our continent. We never go and not praise other people's achievements all the time and act like, oh, there's a lot more to it, because in supporting African businesses or Black businesses in general, I thrive. That's simple. Just put it that way. And if you have that in your mind every time you go shopping, you wouldn't have to go and buy, I don't know, Chinese food. I've just said it this way. I'm not trying to be. That was just because oh my gosh, Vera, I'm getting myself in trouble. But you understand what I mean.
No, no, not getting yourself in trouble. This is our
That's how it
platform.
is.
This
Just
is
think
my
about
platform, and it
a
is
very,
our platform. We're not getting ourselves to any trouble. Go
yeah,
on, ma'am.
because even the fabrics that I used to use, the wax print fabrics, I made it. And then people are like, "What do you have to? Do you have to use it?" I look and see where it's come because I like their quality. They do a lot to help the continent and a lot of African women, and that they acknowledge our traditions and so on and so forth. That means a lot. But now so much of the I don't have anything against the Chinese, but those fabrics are very low quality. I've tried sewing with them. The prints are beautiful. The color, some of the was bleed. So it's about what you use.
We're having some breakage. I don't know if it's from your side, ma'am.
So
Can you still
Vera,
hear
can you
me?
hear my audio again?
Okay. We
I
have been
can hear
having
you.
some breaking. It has been breaking a little, so I don't know why, but I hope that we still manage to pass out the message. Yes. So we have,
Okay.
thank
I'm
you,
sorry.
ma'am.
Yeah, there's some
Ma'am.
breaking right now.
Yes, we are breaking, so I don't know what's the problem. Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we are
Yes, I am.
having Rima who is asking, yeah, if we Africans don't support black owned businesses or in general help each other out there, then who else will? So that's why I think that yes, we must help one another. We must support one another because you said when you help a brother or sister's business, you're indirectly helping yourself. Ma'am, I was so shocked looking at it at the business level. I was so shocked when I came to realize how much money the Africans waste, and that's why the community doesn't grow. Let's take a case of €5. If I'm a business owner and I'm going to buy from Tutu, we are making it very practicable so that everyone understands. I'm selling, remember, I'm selling books, right? And Tutu is selling fabrics. And another person is selling, let's take the case of Maggie, who is selling eggs and chicken. She sells food. Now, if I take my €5 and I go to Tutu and I buy a product from Tutu for €5, Tutu gains from that €5. Tutu takes that same €5, go and buy eggs from Maggie Roy. Maggie Roy gains €5. Take note, the money has not devaluated because it has gone to three different people at the same time or the same month.
Right.
Now she takes that same €5 that Tutu bought eggs from her, comes back to me and buys exercise books for her children. Now, it is still €5 that is circulating in the community. Now, but what has happened is this now. I take the €5 instead to go to buy from Tutu so that that money circulates in the community at least for a week, at least for 25 hours, because it should be at least in the community for at least 1 week so that we know that we have profited it from it, so that everyone is touching that same €5. Now, if I take that €5 and I go to, I don't want to call any name, so out of the community, I go there, go give it there. What happened is that I have indirectly promoted that community. And that is why we are not developing. That is why we are not growing. And that's why, yes, Tutu, you're very correct. When you say, if I buy from you, I am helping myself because you will buy from Maggie. Maggie will come back buy from me with the same €5. And when it circulates, and I may take it again, go buy maybe from Batemone, this time buy shoes, it still circulates. Do you see the power of buying in the community from the people? And so it circulates, and that's why it becomes so powerful, instrumental. When I got this, I said to myself, oh God, it will take me some years before I just go buy things anyhow. So this is a power. And today we are talking about the importance to buy from, to consume made by African products so that the money could be in the community and develop the community in a sustainable way. Thank you very much, Tutu. And you said something at the beginning. You said you work with sustainability. Tell us much more about sustainable development.
Well, with my fabric, it basically means that the whole sourcing process is being monitored. It is my fabric is called God's, which is something. Anyways, weave through down to the weaving process not organic happens, because sometimes a lot of things that are called organic that are not organic, so that's basically what it means, and it's something that's very important to me, because as I said earlier, the bigger picture, only the individual, the world as a whole as well. And that's why, we're Africa, we're very lucky because we're not that yet damaged. We can produce without using too much pesticides, or so organic, producing organic in an organic manner is something that's very important to me. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Am I breaking up again?
Yes, you're breaking up. I don't know what's happening, but
Oh,
it's okay. I
sorry.
could get you the last word with organic. And that takes me to the conversation we have every Monday. On Mondays, we have the debate, and the debate is about the Agenda 2063. The Agenda 2063 is an agenda by the African people through the organs of the African Union, so that by the year 2063, maybe you and me will be working with some walking stick by then. But nonetheless, it is our assignment to support so that it gets there, and so that the dream of Kwame Nkrumah comes to pass. And so they say by the year
Absolutely.
2063, we should be able to, have a sustainable Africa. And we are working on the agriculture now. I was shocked last week when Professor Alabi said that the difficulty we have in Africa is not being able to have money to buy these fertilizers, right? And he said, but we should use that for advantage, because in Europe, not even they have not reached 30% of what they should reach for bio product. So meaning that even what we see that it is bio or organic may really not be. And therefore we have
Absolutely.
everything back there. Yeah.
That's very
So tell
true.
us
That's
more,
very
ma'am.
true. And that's
Mm-hmm.
very true. That's why when it came to my fabric, I only have one certificate that I actually trust, which is the GOTS, because they're the ones that I know that, in fact, the certificate ends with me. I don't know. Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? I'm off. I keep
Hello,
coming
you are
off
still
for
breaking again. I don't know what's happening, but let the God of the
I'm
communication or
so
whatever internet let us
sorry.
be. So let me welcome those who are here while waiting for your computer or your internet to work with us and cooperate with us. Um, we are having also Mori who is here, and she is saying that stop being jealous and instead learn to support each other business and see the competition as an opportunity to be creative. And we have Leval who say yes, negative competition. We need to re-educate ourselves and change our mindset. We are still waiting for Tutu to come up because her network is breaking, but she's coming up. And of course, we have, I like the conversation going on right now. And I thank you, Wambi Rose, who is saying that I always say re-education. We need to remember the Umbutu spirit, the Umbutu, and remember that we are a great people and appreciate each other's hard work. Change the narrative of Africans' poor quality. Thank you so very much. And now you're back again.
I
I hope that now it's good.
I moved. Yes.
Now
Okay.
it's
Yes. I
better. I
moved to
can
another
hear
side of
you,
the
and
house,
it's
and I hope to
very
be
good.
okay. Ah,
And the background
it's
is
not better.
extremely beautiful too. So I was saying that the background was good because we have to talk about book now. Thank you, man.
Okay.
Now the background is exposing who you are with the
Yes.
many books behind you. Tell us, ma'am, which books do you read at the moment and why?
At the moment, I'm reading reading one called Eat the Frog. Eat the Frog is, in fact, there are two. One of them is a book, and the other one's an audiobook. But Eat the Frog is about being, yeah, just doing what you want to do and stop procrastinating and leaving things for tomorrow and staying focused, paying attention to your vision and being consistent. That's what the book
Mm,
is about. Eat the Frog. I
Eat the
like to read
frog.
books. Yes, Eat the Frog.
Goodness. Tell me, you said it's about for procrastination. Those who are always procrastinating
That's a
amongst
great
ourselves,
book.
how do we overcome that?
Well, he has it's a step by step a system that he has. As I said, I'm reading it right now. I haven't finished.
Mm-hmm.
Tricks that he gives of how to do things bit by bit to make sure you do what you say you're going to do, and not
Yes.
keep pushing everything till tomorrow or the next day. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And another book, which is an audio that I listen to when I go for my walks in the morning, is called I think it's Forgetting the Habit of Being Yourself, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. A fantastic book
Mm-hmm.
by Dr. Joe Dispenza, which is more a book on neurology. It's more about working with your brain and to get rid of habits about yourself that you don't like, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
eating habits or whether it's work and ethics or whatever it is that some people have even healed themselves of illnesses through this way of thinking, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we get into cycles of, let's just say, if you have a terrible trauma as a childhood, you keep that in your mind and you keep repeating these same stories in your brain every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, every day, and it's a cycle,
Yeah.
and you carry
Yeah.
that bitterness with you. And so this book is
Mm-hmm.
about releasing that and getting rid of that and freeing yourself from all these terrible things that we carry. We're so mean to ourselves. We are the
Mm-hmm.
meanest people to ourselves. Sometimes we think
Mm-hmm.
other people are bad, but we bite ourselves a lot of times. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's an excellent book. I
Mm-hmm.
love that book as well. I haven't finished it. I'm listening
Mm-hmm.
to it, every morning when I go for my walk, and it's so inspiring, absolutely
Mm-hmm.
inspiring. Hmm.
Mm. You
Yes.
said that you said a very important thing. Sometimes we are mean to
Very,
ourselves.
very
Mm.
mean, very wicked. Repeating the same old things, punishing yourselves the whole time, saying, I'm not good, I'm not good, I'm not good, I'm not good. And that's what, the title is scary, breaking the habit of being yourself. Because sometimes you are your biggest enemy and you don't
Mm-hmm.
even realize it. You are the one that's making yourself lazy. You are the one that's
Mm.
making yourself breaking that habit. And it's interesting. I love it. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow, powerful, powerful. So, how
Yes.
did you break those habits so that you can be able to come up with your e-commerce coming up? You said it is coming up in two
In
months.
March. Yes,
In
in
March.
March.
Tell us
Yes,
more about
yes,
the business coming up and the project
yes,
in March.
yes. Well, actually, Eat the Frog helped me a lot because you know, what last year was like. Yeah, and some days I was just lazy. You just you just sit down and say, "Why me, God? What's happening in this world?" And Eat the Frog will make me get up and just do what I have to do. And he's basically saying, you start out the day eating your biggest frog, which is your biggest task. Do
Mm,
your biggest task first thing in the morning, and then the rest of the day will be, fine. And
mm,
having lists, not lists that are extremely long, doable
mm,
lists, so you can have that sense of positivity of having achieved something.
mm,
Excellent book.
mm.
Yes, and the
So
book.
just like what Lisa Nicole would say, do the little bites.
Yeah, little
Take
bites.
them bit
Right,
after bit,
right,
bit
right,
after bit.
right. But do
Mm,
it. You might,
but do it.
You might not like it,
Mhm.
but do it.
Mhm. You may
Exactly.
not like it, but do it. And that's where
Yes,
self motivation comes in. You may
absolutely.
not like doing it because you really are not an accountant. You may not like counting the money and doing the stuff and the calculation of how the bookkeeping works, but do it because,
Yes,
and that's where self motivation comes in. Thank you
yeah.
very much.
Maureen is
Amori
asking, yeah.
Okera is saying, so if you break the habit of being yourself, who do you become then?
Maureen, you become a better version of yourself. A better version of yourself. That's what you become. Because sometimes the who that you are is the trouble that you have, and
Ouch, powerful.
no, it is true because a lot of times, you'll be looking, blaming here and here, but it's you. And so it's breaking the habit of, and there's nothing wrong. I was even shocked by this time. What is he trying to tell me? I was thinking, but actually breaking the habit of being yourself. When I sat down and I thought, I said, it's true. There's some habits that I have to break, some thoughts that I have in my mind. For example, my relationship with money, for example, to say, oh, we are poor people, we don't have, or, we can't be, or that's a cycle that should be broken. This way of thinking, how are you ever going to be successful if you're always thinking, oh, I can't be, oh, I'm not worthy, oh, my this, my that. It's a lot of things is have a lot has to do with the way we talk to ourselves. Yes.
And that reminds me, for those who are asking book titles and book to read, please make sure you get the book of Jim Home. Jim Home is a powerful speaker who spoke in those days, and I never forget. When I get his books, I will read, or his audio books in YouTube. You can always get that. And he said when he first met his mentor or his teacher, the teacher asked him, Jim, do you have a plan or a goal? And he told no. And then the teacher said that you're already making a mistake. And so the teacher asked him, Jim, please, would you mind writing down all the things that have kept you where you are? At the age of 27 or 26, he had no money to take care of his family. He had his family, but nothing to show for. So the teacher asked him to write down everything. And so he went to write everything, but he forgot to put his name on that list. So he wrote how the government was and how the weather was really bad. And so he came out with a theory, or with, let's say, a philosophy theory, and said, your philosophy can be the reason why you are where you are. And therefore, the things
Mhm.
you cannot change, you do not even have to bother about them. So the things like the weather will remain the same. You can't change the weather, but you
Exactly.
can change yourself to fit to the weather. We are
Absolutely.
having the snow the whole day. And so just imagine if I had to go to work and then get up and say, oh, because it's snowing, let me just get some sleep
I'm not
again,
going.
right? Now, another salesperson will say, oh, because it's snowing, many people will be at home. So let me use this opportunity to make lots of sales, right? So all
Hmm.
again
Hmm.
depends on our perspective and how we see
Absolutely.
things. So thank you very much for that, ma'am.
Mhm.
You've not still told us when is the launching? When is the business coming up officially?
Officially on the 2nd of March, my birthday. I
Mm-hmm.
chose that day purposely. And I'm still working on the website and finishing up the final products and looking forward to it. It's going to be nice. I'm probably going to plan a Facebook live launch. We'll see what the world is like in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you're telling us that on the 2nd of March, some new product, new project we should be expecting new project and new businesses from your side.
Yes, yes. And you'll be able to find them on my online shop, as I said,
Mm-hmm.
www.momentosbox.de. It's a website now, and the online
Mm-hmm.
shop is going to be added onto it, I think, a day or two before the 2nd of March.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Okay, so I'm going to put that to online for our viewers to see. Thank you.
right.
So,
Hmm.
ma'am, if you were going to be an animal, which of the animals would you be and why?
You know, I have always had trouble seeing myself as an animal. I cannot
Mm,
imagine myself in this realm of being an animal, but there's an animal that I really, really like, and those are peacocks. I like the
mhm,
peacocks with the long, beautiful feathers that, the nice plumage. And I
mm,
live not so far from Forest Botanic Garden, and they have them there, and they walk around. And the male are the ones with the beautiful feathers that walk around, showing off. Not that I'm a show off, but I just like them a lot.
mm.
Apart from that, I just don't imagine myself being a fish. I don't imagine myself being a lion or a dog or a cat or anything. I just cannot imagine myself. I just can't imagine myself being a human animal.
Mm. So
Yeah,
you said it's not that you want to show up. So why do you want that animal? And how can you link
because
that up with your business?
that color, that animal's plumage is just absolutely fascinating. Those
Mm,
feathers are filled with beautiful, vibrant colors and design. Vera, design is a gorgeous animal, and um I just love I just love their design. We've been talking about design the whole day. I love it. They're beautiful, gorgeous. And they walk around. I tell you, when I go on my morning walks, I see them sometimes here in Germany at Forsburg. Absolutely gorgeous when they open up the plumage and show off, turning on everybody who's around looks. And that's, nature has designed them in a beautiful way. That's why I love
mm.
them.
Maybe because you're a designer, so you see that with a different eyes, with the
Yeah,
eyes of a
exactly.
designer.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's it. They're
Ma'am,
beautiful. Mm.
if we are supposed to support you, how do we support you so that your work helps us? We
Yes.
profit from it, you profit from it, and the community is growing well.
Right now, I will be very, very happy with everybody who would go to my Instagram account and support me there, Momentous Box. And I'm on Facebook. You can find me there as well, and on Pinterest. Yes, that would be the greatest thing that you can do for me now, and also spread the word and let everybody know that there's a lady in Germany who designs her own fabric and is ready to conquer the whole of Europe and Africa and the world with her designs. And I would love it if you would follow me on my journey. Yes.
For sure, I'm going to follow you now that I
Thank
know that
you.
you're doing this. So definitely, I'm going to follow you up, and I'm going to follow to see that on the 2nd of March that
Yes.
the e-commerce is really working. So that because our viewers are listening, and I'm sure that they're going to be following. And if it doesn't happen, I'm going to remind you to eat the frog again.
Okay.
Ma'am, tell us, give
Thank
us
you.
last. Oh
I
yes.
will. I will.
Yes, for sure. Tell us more. We have a lot of people looking, watching, and they are really happy. That means that you fascinated the heart of people. Somehow you
Yes.
have a way of captivating people. We are
Well,
all listening to you and we are asking, okay, now what next? How can the African people help the African owned, African Black owners, business owners? How do we go about that? And so that we really have a sustainable stuff going on around us. And this is like some sort of a resume from you and an
yes.
advice so that we know how to proceed.
Yes. Well, I mean, ever since the death of George Floyd, we've been seeing that a lot of us have becoming more active in the community. And I've seen many are creating platforms for Black owned businesses. And many are, many groups on Instagram and on Facebook. Some are creating apps where they can find local Black owned businesses so we can support each other. And of course, there are those that are specialized in helping us living here in the diaspora go back to Africa and start businesses and link us to professionals on the continent in different countries. If you want to do something with leather, how do I know where to start? There are people that will help you. If you want to start, doing something with mangoes and bananas, to find those kind of middlemen. And that's something that we really have to work on, so we can help support each other the best way that we can. Yes, and I see, I see a lot happening, and I don't think we should be all that sad, because a lot is happening, and I'm actually very proud. I'm actually very proud about how active that we're being, and I just hope it's going to stay that way. Yeah.
Thank you very much, ma'am. For sure, it's gonna stay because with the Sampan Global TV, we are capturing everything that is going on out there, and we are putting
Absolutely.
and highlighting those that we think they are worth to be highlighted in our community, and of course for the world to see. And I must recommend and say thank you for what you did. And to be honest, I think that gifting is an amazing way to do marketing. You did a great job. Keep doing that.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
so we have a sister, a brother, someone saying here, yes, it's great when we support one another. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our conversation today. Ma'am, do you have a last word again for anyone? And someone says, awesome.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Well, I just want to say thank you to you, Vera, for having me on your platform. It's been a wonderful, wonderful night, wonderful conversation. And to the rest of you, we all know what to do: support each other and make sure that we all make each other happy people, because that's what we were born to be.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. We were really born to be happy people. And thank you, Batimona Abeke. She is really your fan. And so this is the Instagram from Momentos
Thank you
Box.
so much.
So thank you, ma'am, for bringing it out. And Rose says, beautiful, great to have listened to you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank
It's
you
a
so much.
privilege also for me, and I like what you're doing. And I think that it is our assignment to support one another, if not for anything, because of the Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of our conversation today. And like I say, if you love our conversation, make sure you follow us and make sure you stay connected to us by subscribing, of course, and being part of the Big Sampon Global family. We are because you are. Remember the Ubuntu spirit, but more to that, remember the Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. If our continent must grow and develop, we are the ones to develop our continent. I hope to see you on Monday tomorrow with the Agenda 2063, and it will be on the conversation of agriculture. And I'm hoping to see you on Tuesday with my colleague Batimona Abeke on social cases. And of course, Thursday is our racism conversation. Hey, you do not want to miss any of our platforms because we have the day to day conversations that will inspire you to be the woman or the man you want to be. God bless you, and we stay in touch. Until next time, bye bye.